Rendering in architecture is a form of texturing. Rendering could be described as tightly packed lines in order to denote tonal value. So in this sketch done in pen, the consistency as well as the closeness of the lines denote a certain tonal value. So tonal value can be dark, it can be medium, or it could be light in this case, or it could be completely absent. Those being a quick 4 tonal values as depicted in fine liner black pen. The sketch done in pencil also denotes using rendering as a tonal value indicator. This musician, you can see, also contains about 3 or 4 different tonal values, that line work there being probably the darkest, and then moving over to a medium, and then also almost a completely blank tonal value there. This drawing is crisscrossed with lines also to denote movement and drama to this drawing. So in order to render using lines, one must always remember that rendering, just like all textures, needs a certain amount of consistency. So best exercise to do, that I always recommend to my students, is to draw 3D blocks or cubes and then cover them with lines, also known as rendering. So in this case, some mistakes that students make all the time would be the following. Firstly, it would be drawing the box sloppily, obviously. That would be doing things like this, where your line work is just plain sloppy and you don't close the corners. Not there. When it comes to rendering, students tend to oftentimes do this, something like that, which then supposedly denotes rendering or texture, which it does not. In the case of rendering 3D objects like this, the texture eventually must become the object, as you can see in this top example. This is easily achieved by applying consistency and method. So that means you should start in a corner, and you can go very slowly. I'm going to go over this whole box in a very slow, what I call weave. Please note that I'm going over the lines of the box. Thus, in a sense, it could be called coloring in between the lines, but rendering is not coloring in. That would be what I could call my first layer. So I've already got rid of those bad student lines. Then I would go over a second time with the same pressure, the same momentum, and the same gap between the lines. This time only doing the bottom 2. Then I would go a third time over this one, perhaps a slightly harder, heavier pressure there, and you can see there we have a 1, 2, 3 tonal value created by lines. As in the object above, you can put in shadow lines. Just try to figure out from what side your light source is coming. It's not really important to get your shadows correct, as long as they give the appearance of actually casting a shadow on the ground. So what this does, this also grounds this box as if it was on a table or a top, and it shows texture. Another mistake that students make while they are rendering is this kind of loose line work that you see, almost the same as the previous one, where they will just do these kind of coloring in. So let's say we have an object here next to that box. It's a rather badly drawn box. Then they will revert to actually coloring this in and then with widely varying lines. If you can compare that to this, you'll see the difference in appearance comes primarily due to focusing on consistency and keeping those lines equidistant.